Hello everyone and welcome back to Last Minute Travels. On this adventure, we took about 4 days off and we went venturing around all over in the Inyo Mountains. We found some new trails, some new spots, and found a lot of spectacular views. So come along with us and check them all out. Once we got to our first camping spot, we set up, we had dinner, then we sat around and talked for a while, then we just sat back and enjoyed the stars since they were always so amazing out here in the mountains. This spot is always awesome to come to because it's right at the top of the mountain, about 9,000 feet. But you get a full view of Saline Valley and Owens Valley, and you also get a good view of the Sierra Nevadas. Once we got up and going, we made breakfast, then we kind of explored around in the area and just checked out some of the structures. Every time I come here, it always blows my mind that they actually made this back in the 1900s. And some of the towers down in the canyons are just insane how they even built that. But this is the main motor house that took the buckets from Saline Valley over into Owens Valley where they dumped the salt. After we packed up, we headed on down the trail to head over into Cerro Gordo to hang out there just for a little bit and continue our trip on to our next stop. This is always one of my favorite trails to do because the scenic views are amazing. You get a full glimpse of the Sierra Nevadas and down to Owens Valley, and you can see over into Saline Valley as well. But it is quite spectacular. It's amazing to see from all the flooding and everything that was happening in this area that Owens Lake is starting to fill back up. How far it will go, who knows, but it was drained by LA for their aqueducts. As we head into Cerro Gordo, we didn't spend much time here. I didn't film much just because I've been here a couple different times and I didn't feel the need to film, so we just stopped by, got some merchandise, and just kind of explored around and talked to friends. But if you've never heard of this place, you can go to YouTube and go to Ghost Town Living. They'll tell you all about this little town.
There's another dock.
This is one of the first times I've seen so much water in the Owens River because that year they had a lot of snowmelt from the Sierra Nevadas, so it kind of flooded that whole valley and overflowed the Owens River. There's a lot of water. As we got on down the road and heading to our next camp spot, we stopped at a mine that I know of that you can drive inside, so we went to go check that out and drive down in it and just kind of look around. Climb the stairs. After the mine and exploring around in there for about an hour or so, we headed back up into the Inyo Mountains to our next camp spot. The trail to our next camp spot is always really fun. There's a lot of little off-roading, and just the views are amazing from there, and you get to go in a lot of little valleys and flats. When you hit a stick in the trail and it goes into your sidewall, do whatever you can to fix it. It's about 15 plug patches, but it's been holding. Let all that glue dry, then go.
Gotta overcome some obstacles sometimes.
Yep. As we settle into our camp spot, this is always an awesome one because you're up on this little cliff edge and you have an amazing view of the flats and all the rock formations down there. Took us a little bit to get here, but it wasn't so bad. Got a flat tire, fix that, and then stay here tonight and enjoy all this, then head up to Coyote Flats tomorrow. This is one of the reasons I like this spot, because it's tucked away up in this little cliff edge with an amazing view. As the sun goes down, we get the fire going, we make dinner, and we have some drinks, and just have good conversation, and just enjoy nature while we're out here in the middle of nowhere. After packing up, we get on down the road, heading up into the Sierra Nevadas, to check out some alpine lakes, and to see if you can find a camp spot, but normally it's hard to around this time of year, because there's normally too much snow to get to these spots. Unfortunately, a lot of places were closed, so we just went where we could go and just enjoyed that for a little bit. Then we headed back over into the Inyo Mountains. Once we drove on down the road, we get back on our other trail, the Swansea Trail. This trail is a lot of fun. It's usually pretty washed out, and it goes through a lot of narrow canyons at the first part of it, and there's a lot of good obstacles to really test your Jeep out on. The old salt tram up there, all the old towers. These are some more remains from the salt tram. This is on the Owens Valley side. These towers are scattered all the way from the top all the way to the base of this mountain, and they're always really cool to see. This part of the trail may not look that bad on camera, but it's actually very steep, very washed out, and you're right next to a cliff, so it has a little bit of a pucker factor, but as long as you have enough ground clearance, you'll be okay. Here's some more remains from all the towers. This one still has a lot of pulleys, and sometimes you can find the buckets and everything that were on the whole pulley system, so it's pretty cool to see all those. And just a note, all this stuff was built in the late 1800s into the early 1900s.
The question, why is Richard always trying
As we head into our last and final camping spot of the trip, we get to enjoy a beautiful sunset while getting to the top of the mountain. While exploring around uphill, you'll run into a lot of different mining cabins, which is always cool to find and explore and just appreciate the history of it. After exploring around and checking out the mines in the area, we came back to the campsite and just hung out. And then I noticed something up in the mountains, so I sent my drone up to see what it was. Once I got up there, I found it was, I think it's a longhorn sheep or just a mountain goat. But I thought it was a pretty awesome shot to be able to have an animal like that with a background literally right on a cliff's edge. Well, I hope you enjoyed this whole adventure. I know we enjoyed it a lot. We got to see a lot of cool places, do a lot of cool things, and just got to relax a lot around a fire. But if you like this, hit the like button, and if you want to see more like this, subscribe. Thank you very much.